fresh into our prestige collection arrives a very, very good looking example of course, the full facelift Mercedes C-Class Estate, a 2020 shaped car in C220d form. Of course, we'll get more in a second into its engine, a very impressive bit of kit in this form, in AMG line edition trim with the G-Tronic Plus gearbox. A whole lot of things in its name, and of course we're going to break down what all of that means in practice in terms of usability, practicality, and particularly here of course as a family car. Now it's finished, as you can tell, in black on black, a combination which you can never really go wrong with on a Mercedes. They certainly look fantastic in that spec, and for under £20,000, which for a 2020 shaped Mercedes-Benz of all things is not a bad price at all, particularly with barely 56,000 miles on the clock and a full main agent service history behind it. In fact, it was most recently serviced by Mercedes-Benz of Bath 200 miles ago, so it's the definition of ready to go. In fact, it still has its owner's book pack, of course 2 keys, and an MOT until May of 2026, so across the board it's a perfect vehicle to jump straight into and immediately take up daily duties as a commuter, a family car, whatever you need it to be. Speaking of the point of being whatever you need it to be though, well that of course is the beauty of an estate car. You've got huge amounts of loading space. Being a Mercedes, it's also extremely comfortable, has a great looking interior, looks fantastic from the outside as well. And to return to that point, as we said we would, of its engine, being a C220d, that means a 2-litre diesel engine, 300 foot-pounds of torque, of pulling power. Again, perfect holiday car if you were to tow with it, for example, or just a huge amount of luggage with the family in tow as well. But at the same time, these can average over 50 miles to the gallon, and on the motorway it is even higher. Of course it has cruise control as well, and we'll return to that point as well as many others in a second when we touch on its spec. To stay on the point of its efficiency though, of course that means fantastic road tax. At a time when newer vehicles are being very heavily taxed because of being more valuable, and older vehicles are being more heavily taxed because they're not as efficient, these vehicles fall right in the sweet spot because this car is £195 a year to tax. So not only does it represent a huge saving over what these were of course when new in 2020, but you're also immediately saving on both fuel and road tax as well. And speaking of saving on money, on top of that already fantastic price, it is available with low deposit finance. To go back to the point of its spec though, of course being a Mercedes-Benz, you would expect a fantastic spec sheet in particular, and being an AMG line even more so. It has the AMG styling pack, including the wheels, interior upgrades as well. It has that 10-inch multimedia display. Navigation of course is built in as well, with SD card and USB compatibility. It has reverse camera with parking assists, of course including sensors as well. G-Tronic cruise control, which of course goes back to what we said earlier on, of being a fantastic motorway mile eater, such as these are. The aforementioned AMG styling pack, which runs throughout the vehicle, inside and out. Dual zone climate control, and naturally being a family car, ISOFIX ready seats. If then you are already considering perhaps a Mercedes-Benz in general of this generation, or even more specifically, were already looking for an estate car such as this one, it is a truly lovely example in fantastic condition, superb history behind it, and of course a huge amount of very desirable car for under £20,000, which in perspective is about the price of a hatchback these days if you buy new. If then you would like to get in touch about this Mercedes C-Class estate, of course you could send us an email to the address shown right here on screen, or alternately give us a call on 01749 871 155, or of course on our mobile number of 07482 267 439.